Yo, what's up you guys? It's your boy the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 50. And this chapter right here, very nice setup because I read the little Q&A that Oda had beforehand, and he finally gave us Nami's measurements, and that's key for one reason, because Nami uses her sexuality in order to get the best over Johnny and Yasuka. And I'm looking at what Oda says, or excuse me, Sanji says, because Sanji, he's confirmed to be a pervert now because he's looking at her and he's finding the measurements, and I could say, okay, I could give you a pass for that. But, you know, one of you guys slipped up and told me Sanji was a pervert. So I know that Sanji's a perv, and her measurements are 34, 22, 34. And the 22 waist, I can see that. 34, I'm not too sure on the 34. We got to get into cup sizes now. But this is the other thing, right? When she tricks Johnny and Yasuka right here, she's using her boobs again, right? She's saying, I want to change clothes. Don't look, please. And this is after she takes their treasure and their bounty book. And I'm not sure how many berries are in there, but she moves it over onto the ship that Kaya gave Luffy and them. And you know, she's showing them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, okay, we can turn around." And then they say, why not peek a little bit? And then that's when she says, gotcha, bitch. Because she tosses both of them over into the water. And this is the thing, right? I was wondering, would we ever see her again? And the fact that Luffy said that nobody's going to be our navigator except for Nami, that means all that talk that she has about, you know, a temporary alliance, that's not flying. That's not flying. And the other thing is I think she wants to be found. I think this is her doing something more for attention than anything else, because again, she's looking to her left. She's got that faraway look in her eyes. That is a sad smile. I've told you guys before, I believe in my fairy tale reviews, when a character looks over towards the left and downcast like that, and they're drawn in that type of way, slightly angled down, that in film that signifies that somebody's thinking about their past. And that's what I'm thinking is the case with Nami here. I think that Luffy and the guys, they've grown on her, and we get a few shots in this chapter where she's saying that they're a swell bunch of guys, and she's actually crying. And the emotion that we see from Nami in this chapter, like right here, I mean, at first it's like, oh, maybe she's crying a little bit, right? Like, no, she's really going at it, and she's biting her lip. And I don't think it's just because, I guess that's her village right there, but I don't think it's just because she's got enough berries now to free her village. But I think it's because part of her wants to stay with Luffy and stay with Zoro. I think she's really gotten attached to him. You know, it's a stereotype, but it's true. Women are more emotional than men. Women care more about bonds than men do. You know, at least openly. You know, guys, we're different, man. Like, we could fight tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow, we'll be back cool again, and we'll be better friends than ever before. And I think that's why Usopp and Luffy, I know one of you guys said that Usopp is basically like a brother to Luffy. Like a younger brother, like a twin, if you will. So I could see that because they kind of have their spats. But here's the thing. Hawkeye, right? He's the swordsman Zoro has been chasing after. And the reason why Zoro's chasing after him is Hawkeye is being acknowledged as the greatest swordsman. And this is the crazy thing. When he gets introduced, right? Look at that sword. Now, that's a huge-ass sword, but when you look at the sides of it, I haven't seen his sword just yet, but it looks like that might be a long blade. And the long blades are the swords, if I'm not mistaken, that we're using during the medieval times. So really interesting choice. You know, like it almost looks like a cross. I mean, he's got the cross hanging from his chest, and you know, the blades like that, and just, you know, looking at it, it almost feels like you're looking at like a crucifix, if you will, and he's standing there. So I'm not sure what his story is, but I see some potential room there for symbolism, and I'm wondering if he ends up beating Zoro, because Zoro challenges him, right? And Zoro knows he's outclassed because Zoro cannot split a ship in the way that this dude can. And clearly he's got a mean streak because he's just following these guys just to fuck with them. But I'm wondering if if that shot doesn't serve as some type of symbolism for Zoro to maybe be crucified symbolically in his journey to becoming the best swordsman. But Luffy had ordered Zoro and Usopp to go chase after Nami. That's not the case. Zoro has been acknowledged by everyone else on the ship as being the pirate hunter, the three sword style Zoro. And clearly they're going to cross swords in the next chapter. I'm really, really excited to see where that's going. But I've already been taking notes, and I see different things that might be brought up as, symbolic, for different characters. I see a little bit for Luffy, and I see a lot in this chapter for Zoro, man. So that's really it for this review. My chapter question for you guys is, what did you think about Zoro's decision to stay on the ship, to ignore his captain's command to go chase after Nami, to chase his own dream? I know Luffy probably doesn't have a problem with it, but just, I'm really interested to see what you guys thought. But that's it for this review. If you liked anything I had to say, make sure you comment, rate, subscribe, and share. As always, I greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonian Saiyan. Have an awesome day.